Alright, today we're going to be reacting to this person called Zack Films, and I want to react to how does he post that many videos?
The tiny city was placed on the metal sheet that rested on top of a rolling conveyor belt. When it caught on,
you see, that would most likely roll off unless there was a flat surface keeping the tiny city up. And the way it looks, the tiny city is being held up pretty good.
The belt, it was dragged down, bending further and further as it built up tons of energy. And when
you see the sheet is had pressure on it, which is probably going to cause like a contraction or something. Like the metal sheet's going to have a lot of energy, and it's probably going to boost the city up, or maybe cause like a mini earthquake.
Sheet suddenly snapped free, the energy released at once, shaking the tiny city.
So, like I said, it's probably going to cause like a mini earthquake to the city, and that's, by the way it looks, that's what happened.
Showing what happens when a tectonic plate slides underneath.
Now this seems like really accurate, and the way it looks, this is like highly accurate, I would say.
Another one. If it builds up enough friction, the sudden burst can rupture the ground, destroying entire cities in minutes.
You see, like an earthquake that destroy entire cities in just minutes would have to be a high scale. If you're talking about one magnitude, that would cause minor damage. Maybe a few lights to swing that's not attached sturdily, but if it was a high pressure earthquake or like a high magnitude, yes, it would probably destroy a city in minutes.
The tiny city. He flashed a fake ID to the agent before walking straight into the cockpit and asking.
The reason he did this was because there was a seat right there that could transport him to different places for free, and he eventually did get caught, and he did get in trouble and got arrested.
Sit in the jump seat. You see, this jump seat is usually reserved for off-duty pilots who need to catch flights at other airports, letting them travel for free. Now, he used to be a flight attendant, so when he went through security with a fake ID, the system cleared him as an employee. He tricked the airlines for years, boarding hundreds of free flights, but they eventually found out and he was arrested. Your goal is to walk through this massive wheat field and find the biggest stalk of wheat. But there are two rules. You can only walk forward, and you can only make one choice. In the first scenario, you see a stalk almost immediately. It looks pretty big, so you grab it. But as you keep walking, you start seeing bigger and bigger ones, and you realize you chose too early. In the second scenario, you see tall stalks, but you keep walking past them, convinced a bigger one is ahead. But by the time you reach the end of the field, the big stalks are gone, and you have to choose a small one. In the third scenario, you use the first part of the walk to study the stalks and learn what a good one actually looks like. Then later, before the field runs out, you choose a strong one based on what you know. Now, you will walk past some that are bigger, but yours is good enough, because the goal isn't finding the perfect option, it's just knowing when to choose and when to commit. If enemies raided the town, guards would light a giant bomb.
They did this to transport it, and other towers would see it and transport it off to other pillars, and the other pillars would transport it all the way back several hundred miles to the headquarters to let the capital know that the city is being raided. We need help.
Fire, and watchmen miles away would see it, lighting their own fire and passing the message down the line.
But you see, the fire would have to be bigger. It would have to be bigger than that. I'd say not too much bigger, but maybe just a little bigger.
Each watchtower had a synchronized clock, and the first tower would wait until a specific time to signal a raid.
I would say there would probably be maybe just a little bit more columns to show. But this looks pretty accurate, Zach.
And if a fire started, they would wait until this hour to signal. A different hour meant war had broken out. By using these perfectly timed fires, they could pass along a specific message until it reached the capital over 400 miles away. If enemies raided,
Actually pretty accurate.
they set off firecrackers in the streets, scaring the sparrows.
See, this was done by Russia. I don't know how long ago exactly, but like a few like hundred maybe years ago. I'm not an expert at this. Like the sparrows were eating the grain and everything, and they were having a problem, and they tried to fix it, which actually caused them less grain.
Away from landing. You see, the government thought that the sparrows
It was actually done by China, as you can see.
were eating too much grain, so they told the citizens to destroy the nests and make loud noises, keeping the birds flying until they dropped dead from
I would say the birds would find somewhere else instead of dropping dead, but they would be scared away.
exhaustion and shooting the rest. But the sparrows also ate harmful bugs, and without them, swarms of locusts started to appear. They destroyed countless crop
You should have kept the sparrows.
fields, leaving almost nothing behind. And even though the government flew in sparrows from other countries, millions of people already starved to death. The rain fell onto the T-Rex as it roared at the
They heard the T-Rex in Jurassic Park, and actually they did like effects to make it look like it was moving, and I'm like walking, but it really wasn't because like it would put too much pressure on the legs, and they had to clean it a lot because they would put it in like fake rain, and it was not good for the like animatronic, and they had to fix it.
press of a button, but the water leaked through the foam skin and added extra weight, making its movements jittery, and sometimes it even moved by itself. After each shoot, crew members spent all night drying it with towels and blow
I won't say they spent all night cleaning it, but probably close to morning.
dryers, but it became super heavy and fragile. And because it was so big, they rebuilt and shifted the set around it dozens of times, creating the illusion that the T-Rex was walking around without actually moving it. When sun hits the termite mound, the heat gets stored.
The heat would be stored on the outer layers, and at night it would come up and like let cool airs come in to keep them cooled down. And somebody actually used this on an office building design, and it helped reduce the price of the AC, costing them, saving them a lot of money, which was overall really good.
In the walls, shielding the inside and keeping it cool. And at night, the hot air rises and escapes through the tall shaft, while small tunnels suck
This
in.
process would be done like I'd say relatively like not fast or slow, but like it would take a little bit, but not too long, but a good minute, I'd say.
Cool air from underground. Now, an architect saw this and made an office building with thick concrete walls, which absorbed the heat just like the termite mound. Then it released it at night through a series of chimneys based on the shafts that termites made. At the same time, fans sucked in the cool.
Well, the fans would do that, sucking in the cold air, and they did help cool off the building. But I wouldn't say as good. I say they actually probably did better than the termites did.
Cool air from outside before blowing it through vents in the floors, which saved a fortune on air conditioning. If you hammer a nail into the edge of a plank, the sharp tip slides in between the fibers, while the wider body forces them apart. This
is probably caused because of the friction of the nail. Like the heat is probably like making, or the pressure from the nails moving the wood away from the area, causing the tension and letting it go through.
can split the wood as it goes down. To solve this, flip the nail upside down and use a hammer to flatten the tip completely. When you try to use it, the blunt tip is too wide to slide through, so it cuts straight into the wood instead, which breaks the fibers as it slides out the other side with the wood unbroken. If you hammer a nail into the edge of a
See, like the wood would still be a little intact, like a little broken, but it wouldn't be as bad because it wouldn't be getting split.
plank.
If you drop the most powerful nuke ever made, the Tsar Bomba, into the Mario...
I was helping explain about Zack films, buddy. You need to get out.